On the bench, a 7-string Brazilian-made luthier Lewis Keller. This is a fan-braced classical style guitar. It was strung up with flat wounds, very heavy strings with bass C. And this is a rabbit hole of a guitar. The bridge is lifting. You can see here it's a pretty considerable gap there. It's kind of hard to see through video, but the top is distorted. And this was not, I contacted the builder. Originally, this was not strung up with flat wounds. He did mention it was strung up with steel strings, but I think that this guitar is a bit underbuilt for that. It has a series of issues. There is a crack right at the side here. This has been repaired before with epoxy. It seems it's nice and stable. There's another crack by the tail block here. I don't think that this has been repaired. It is open. There's some gunk in here, which I don't know what it is. So this bridge has to come off and it has to be reglued. Here are the issues. There is a patch under this bridge, and it seems to me like either the bridge is on the wrong place or the patch, just when this guitar was built, the patch is not right under the bridge, and that's where the problems started. So let me show you what it looks like under there. So here is the guitar with the light on the inside. It's fan brace, as you can see, follows this torus pattern with the end, the two braces in the end there. You can see that the bridge patch, it's misaligned, right? So I don't know what happened here. About half the bridge is off the patch, and the patch is in the front here. I think that was the original issue. When this got glued to the top, there wasn't enough pressure on the back here when they clamped it down, when the builder clamped it down. And over time, though, with the tension of the strings, it caused the bridge to warp pretty badly and pull forward. So now this patch, I measured this patch. It is about 40 thousandths. If I'm remembering correctly, I've written it down. And re-gluing this bridge is going to be a problem, because now I have to build a call that has a step on it to get the full contact all the way around here, and the bridge patch is here. So I need full contact under the top and on the patch. The bridge is in the right location. I measured just with the compensation. It's fine. It's the top that's, I don't know, and it looks very weird, but hey, we're gonna have to live with it. Another curious thing about this guitar is that if you look at the fingerboard on this side, there is a wedge, so it's not a one-piece fingerboard here. For some reason it goes, let me get the light correct, it goes down here, all the way down here. You can really see it, and only on the bass side it is fully solid. On this side here, it seems. So I don't know what is going on with this guitar. Very quirky for sure. I know it's hand built. He is a respected builder of these instruments, these 7-string. They used in a type of music called choro. It's like a samba derivative, established, but this one in particular has its issues. So the bridge is lifting. The top is warped, and I have to remove the pickups and try to reinstall it. There's the bridge patch issue, that the bridge patch is not right under the bridge. It's covering only about that front half of the bridge. Slightly built. There are the cracks, the side crack and the top crack, which has been repaired. And yeah, fret re-level. Look at this funky nut with really deep grooves. So here it is. Wish me luck. I'm working on making a call for this bridge now. So cut out the footprint of the bridge on a piece of paper, turn the lights off. There's a light on the inside, and started marking. As you can see around the fans, or the braces, the fan brace in here, and being careful to mark also the patch where it is, so where it ends and all that. Being careful not to move this too much. And then I will get it marked a little bit better once it's out of here. Build the call. End up with something like this once it's out of the top of the guitar with the lines. Now let's just start making sense of it. Ended up with something like this. The black area here is where the bridge sits, and then we have this darker area here. This is where the patch is. So this is gonna have to be lower on the call, and this is gonna have to be higher on the underside, and then cut off these braces here, over here, over here, and everything else around here. This is just waste. Let's go make this call. I'm gonna create, see the bridge has been taken off. The footprint, there is some damage. This bridge was pulling pretty badly. I'll try to level that, see what can be done to reglue this bridge safely. I have to create a call, make a call for the underside. We talked about the issue with the bridge patch being misaligned, and so I have to make a call that will touch both the bridge patch and the underside. Back here, there's a difference in height, and I have to figure out the bridge, the height of the struts in there in order to make the call and have a recess there. I'm gonna use the same technique that I used to measure the height of the bridge patch, which is Post-it notes. You know, I'll go in there with it, get my hand and place the Post-it notes right next to the struts and feel with my fingers to see if there's a difference in height. Pull the Post-it notes out, you know, take a few of them out or add a few of them to make sure that everything is level. You can feel to the, I don't know, maybe a couple thousandths of an inch with your finger, the difference. All I have to do is make the Post-it has to be a bit higher because I need to clear those struts. And once I make the call, the recesses have to clear the struts plus some. So this is pretty easy. I don't have to be very precise. I just have to find the height there and add a few thousandths of an inch, maybe, I don't really know, 30 or 40 thou. And yeah, a great way to figure it out. Very low tech. There are under measurement instruments where you can shove something under there, but this is a good low tech alternative. I've got a bench full of stuff here now, so I'm padding the call with some cork just to protect the underside and add some give to conform, basically so the top doesn't get crushed. If there are any deformities there, you give it some give to the top of the cowl, when it touches the underside of the top there. And I got the bridge here, which was very warped, and it's much better now. There's still a little bit. I've pressed this on an iron, and then once it was nice and hot, I pressed it against a flat surface. I got my flattening stone here, my granite surface plate, and I also like this is a piece of oak. It's very flat. I make sure I check it before I use it and reflatten with the plane if I must. And just some wax paper here just to protect it. The bridge is, you can still see, like, I scraped it and there's some high spots there. It was pulling a lot. It was very, you can still kind of see it. It's not completely flat yet. Then I might have to reheat it, or I think that the rest can be taken out by sanding. If I put the straight edge on it here, you can see that there's still a little bit at some points. Here it's hard to tell. Let me see if I can do this right. There's just very little rock in there. Anyway, this will be addressed soon. Guitar is here waiting for the bridge. And yeah, we're getting closer. This needs to dry. I need to pad these two. Like I said, this bridge had to be, there's a step in it there. You can see it on there now. Anyway, once it's done, I can show it to you. Getting close to being able to glue this bridge. Still going with this bridge here. What I worked on now is using my little finger plane here to curve the bottom of the caul here. These are for the wings of the bridges, the underside, so it matches the radius here. Pretty good match. This doesn't have to be perfect, but it will be I'll add some cork there to give it a better pressure. We'll have some give, and the caul for the underside is drying right now. I added some cork to it as well. And here's everything done. The wing cauls with the radius, underside, and then this part here for the middle of the bridge, the little step. So, and then I'm going to reflatten this bridge on my surface plate here, just slowly. I don't like putting pressure all around, just because I want, sometimes if this is not really, if the wings are lifting and you start pressing down, you're gonna reflatten with it pressed, and you don't end up with like a really flat bridge in the end. So I'm putting very mild pressure here just to figure out what are the high spots here. Here it is, just bringing it to the light. You can see how uneven it is, full of high spots. I'm gonna chase them with a scraper and then go back to the surface and plate until I have a fairly even bridge here, or fairly flat bridge. The tops of this guitar, there's no radius to the top. Part of the problem with the design, part of the reason why this bridge failed, I think. But right now the top is not flat, right? Just the string tension over time There's some warping, change in humidity, but I did talk to the builder. I reached out and he told me, he assured me, like, I don't build these with a radius top. So now after going after this for a little while, you see just how there is a spot there in the back where there's no contact with the surface plate. And surprise, surprise, it's the back of it. That's exactly the part that was lifting. This bridge was actually very distorted. It would bow like this because of the shrink tension pulling it this way. It just made the whole thing basically, or the underside would be cupped like this. And I reheated it and pressed it flat and all that. And I want to be careful not to take too much material out from the bottom, but I have no choice here. I can't keep cooking this bridge, heating it up and reflattening, and you know, I got it flattened off. That it's just the last little hair here. I'm just gonna keep working on it, using the trick here of using pencil on the underside to see how flat, you know, to get to the high spots there. I don't know what kind of wood this is. It sure doesn't smell like rosewood. It might be imbuia, I think, which is a Brazilian hardwood. I'm not really sure. There's no smell to it. The grain is not exactly rosewood looking. It doesn't really matter. And after sanding a little bit more on the surface plate, you see how there's still a low spot there. Gotta keep going. It's getting smaller, so we're getting close. I don't want to take too much material off this bridge, like I said, but you can see that the sides are still, the edge there, it isn't really that bad. It'll be worse if this bridge is not flat, so taking material off carefully. Getting really close here. You see there's just the faintest. Here you can see it a little better. I might stop for now. I'm not gonna reglue this right now. Let this bridge basically move a little bit because I took material out from the bottom. This thing is going to move a tiny bit. And then right before I reglue it, I'm going to chase that last little patch, little low patch there. The rest is pretty good. I didn't get so much out of it that I removed the scribing that was under it. Some builders like to do that. They'll get a some kind of pointy, like an owl or something like that, and then they'll scribe the bottom of the bridge. I'm not really sure that that's a good idea. There are different schools of thought on the matter, but I like to get a real flat, especially if I'm using high glue, get a real flat surface there, or that conforms to the top, matches the top very well, and then the top of the guitar as well, and then just that is enough. I size everything before, so add some glue before I glue, let it dry for a little bit, and then wipe it off just so I don't starve the joint of glue once I press it together. But yeah, I'm gonna stop for now, and then right before gluing this bridge, I'll chase that last little bit, scrape it very, very close to when the time is to glue it, and then glue it. Here's the finished caul for the inside of, or the underside of the bridge. It has the little step here, given that the bridge patch, excuse me, is not in the right place, and two magnets to help hold them under there as I'm gonna tighten these clamps. Works great. Okay, so the bridge is reflattened. There's a very tiny radius to it. This top is or was built flat. It is not flat anymore. There's a slight radius to it now, just because of the shrink tension over time, and the underside of the bridge is slightly radius now as well. I scraped everything. It looks great. This is a dry run here. Everything is masked. There's a very slight gap between the tape and the bridge there. I didn't want to glue over tape, obviously, and everything is clamped, and I cannot get, especially here in the back, and you see there's a magnet down there that pulls my feeler gauge here, but it's as good as I can make it. This is gonna be a hide glue up, which I think will improve this guitar, since if this does come apart again, hide glue is reversible, right? So we'll be able to get in there and clean it up. Ready to clean or to glue it up now. I just need to do one last thing to index this bridge. There are some holes there that I could use to index, but they are sort of misaligned. I didn't like the way they were fitting there. So I'm gonna do one final thing here and then glue this bridge. And here's the last step before I remove these clamps on this dry run and glue this bridge to the top. I add these tabs. They're made of masking tape. This is a tip I learned from Bo Hannum, a great luthier and repair guy from the Lute Group. Check him out on YouTube. He'll get just cheap masking tape and he'll cut a pretty substantial thickness of it, and you see the tabs here. And he will use this edge, the factory cut edge, to index the bridge so it's pressed firmly against the bridge there. And once using hide glue, this has to be quick work. Once the bridge has to put the bridge back on and clamp it down, you don't want the bridge sliding around, so these tabs will hold in place. There's some thickness to it and they are pressed firmly against the bridge all around. So next step is to glue this up. Here you can see just how secure this bridge is with these tabs. I can try to move it. When I pull it out, you can even hear it clicking into place. It's not going anywhere, and it will be an easy indexing once the glue is on. Slide it in here, and then you can clamp it down. And here it is. The bridge is being glued now. It's clamped down. Used high glue. Here's my pot thermometer, and everything looks good. We'll see once this is dry and it's strung up. Moving forward. And here it is once the tape has been removed and the squeezed out, cleaned. There wasn't much to clean. The tape took most of it. Here it is. And here's the final result of this bridge glue up. It's there. There are no gaps. This is my 1.5 thou feeler gauge here. I can't get it in anywhere. I made sure to do plenty to achieve this. It's fully in there. Maybe here you can see. No, there's nothing there. I would say this was a successful glue up, but we'll see when we shrink this thing up. I always get nervous. This is being strung up with nylon strings. It came to me with flat wounds, which is, it's just too much for this particular instrument. Top looks nice, and let's go. Let's string this up. And here's the final result. Strung up. The bridge is holding up just fine. Got this crack fixed. I removed the K and K pickup. There's still the hole here. I have to talk to the client to see what he wants done. With this, I don't know if you can see the crack there. It's still leveled and very stable. I have to clip off the string ends here, but here it is, a 7-string Louis Scalar bridge reglue, the K and K pickup removal, a couple of other things. Fret ends have been addressed. It's nice and smooth now. Tuned to standard with the C bass. Very happy with this one.